Hey guys, it's Ani. Happy Friday. Happy weekend. I got a good one for you. A good video, a juicy video again, with stuff that's happened literally in the last few days. So stick around, stay tuned. I'm gonna share manifestation videos from my dad. I'm gonna share a success story from one of my clients that was huge breakthrough. Literally, it was our second session. After second session, maybe an hour later, huge breakthrough happens. And I'll be talking a little bit about like one of my course clients too that's had a lot of success. But as you know, my videos are not only about client successes. It's literally like I'm giving you breakdown of what you got to do, how you got to show up for yourself, how you got to show up in your day-to-day, moment-to-moment, so we can get this done, so we can get you your SP, so we can get you that money, so we can get you everything. Okay, you guys? So if you're an OG viewer, you know, grab your drinks, grab your snacks, pause the video if you need to. I got my espresso here. If you guys don't know, for me, like, espresso is life. Like, if I don't have it, don't talk to me. Like, Amanda knows this. So literally, like, I literally enjoy it. This cup, I also manifested. This cup is from a very famous bar in Rome that my friend got, because everyone knows how obsessed I am with strong caffeine and coffee. But it just hits the spot, you know? Like, if you agree with me, comment down below, you guys. So yeah, pause, grab drinks, grab snacks, grab whatever. If you're doing your makeup, get your makeup out, do whatever you gotta do, so we can do, we're gonna spend the next, I don't know how long this video will be. It's always probably like 25-30 minutes. Sometimes it's 50 minutes if I can't stop talking, right? But cheers to you guys. Cheers to this weekend. Cheers to today. Cheers to you experiencing some juicy evidence that I'm about to share, just like how my clients did this week. Hey, maybe, listen, you never know. I share your juicy success story coming up. All right, you guys. Okay. I'm going to talk about money too. So I'll talk about money maybe towards the end of the video. Let's get the client success story out of the way. So this client of mine actually was experiencing a lot of huge progress. She had taken I believe she had taken the bundle course. I believe it was money and self-concept, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, I don't remember exactly. I believe it was that bundle course. So she was experiencing a lot of progress in her self-concept and money and all that stuff. And she wanted to get deeper and deeper with the specific person issues. So this was our second session. So she had the breakthrough after second session. And now, disclaimer, please don't think that, oh, if you've had more than 2 sessions, or if you've been having sessions, I don't know, whether with me or with another coach or whoever it is, or you've been at this for way longer, like, please do not think that, oh, if it didn't happen by now, it's not going to happen. Like, do not attach that meaning, you guys. You don't understand. Like, I've had clients that have manifested specific, certain, like, similar things faster than I have. It's not the speed. It's literally your story. It's your story. It's your mental diet. Like, so take whatever is in this video, take it as your birds before land. This is your sign. This is your birds before land. This is like motivational. This is not like, oh no, like, it's not happening fast enough for me, so it's not going to happen. I always say this in all my videos, but I'm serious. Like, don't underestimate your power by just because of it hasn't arrived at the time when you expected it to. So with this client, what was going on was her SP, like they were super, super good, but there were a lot of self-concept issues. There was a lot of things that she was noticing in SP that she didn't like, and they played out. They played out during a time where she least expected it. And that happens, you guys. Sometimes we have these things that bother us. We have these mindsets and assumptions that bother us about the person, but we don't realize we're doing it. We kind of think it's nothing, it's whatever, like, yeah, it's bothering me, but I'll deal with it type of, and then it keeps coming up, and then it turns into a big thing for you to either recreate it, or, you know, like either you change the story or you keep the old story active, which we don't want to keep the old story active, right? So what was happening was he was playing out this behavior and these characteristics she didn't like, and it eventually ended up in a breakup, and they were in no contact. So when we started working together, and she was at the same time she was doing a lot of self-concept work from my course. So when we started working together, she was first very anxious, very worried, like, you know, what just played out, like I really was expecting like to be really serious with this person, right? So the more she calmed her inner world, the more she worked on her self-concept and started pouring into her. That was first session. Now, second session comes along and she's like, Ani, I actually did have a little communication with him, like a little communication pushed out in the 3D. And I was like, good. That is really a result of self-concept work, because like when in doubt, work on self-concept. When in doubt, go general. When in doubt, go back to the basics. Seriously, because if you're hyper focused on one thing and it has to be that one way, there's a lot of resistance there. Okay, so she goes more towards self-concept. She works on it. She gets movement. Now, session 2 this week. Session 2, she's talking about, Ani, I had got communication with this person, but it really wasn't the type of communication I wanted. It was kind of cold, kind of whatever. Like I didn't get the, oh, I really want you back, I want to come back. I didn't really get any of that. I did get a little like, I'm not ready and this and that, whatever. And I feel like a lot of us have gone through this. So if you have, comment down below. So in session, we worked on that. I really talked about this and I wrote it down because I want to share it with you. I remember one time my mom talking about her relationship, like in general, like she was talking about my dad and she was talking about relationships in general. And she said something, and she said like, there comes a point, she says, there comes a point sometimes in relationships, in any relationship, whether it's a friendship, whether it's a marriage, whatever it is, where there will come a point where, whether it's in a discussion, whether it's in an argument, whatever it is, one should yield. Okay. Now, my mom's super old school, so I get how, I can already hear some people saying, oh, no one needs to yield. You know, like we're all equal. I get it. But I took it in such a positive way. I took it as one should actually yield to listen, yield to not just, you know how like when you're at it, and this could be in any relationship, when you're at it, sometimes you're not even listening to the other person because you're too busy thinking of what your response is going to be. So you're not even listening. And my mom literally was like, yes, in those types of situations, one should yield, not both push up against each other. Okay. And it got me thinking, and I'm not mentioning this for like opinions on if that was right or wrong. I take it in the way I take it. Okay. But the way I change this when it comes to universal law. And I told this to my client and it totally resonated with her. She was like, okay, you're so freaking right. And she literally had a breakthrough right after this. When it comes to you and this force backing you up in whatever it is that you want, you guys, whether it's you want your specific person, whether it's you want a bunch of money to come in, you want consistency, you want abundance, you want luxury, you want the marriage, you want the kids, you want the engagement, you want all of it, whatever it is. So there's this force that gives you the desire, right? You have the desire. Desire is there in your head. So the force presenting that desire to you already knows that that reality exists, and you can shift into it. You can shift into that state. You can shift into that reality. You can experience it. Okay? So it's intelligent enough to do that and know that. It knows all. Whether you want to call it God, whether you want to call it universe. But just like Mama said, all right, there comes a point where you have to yield. And a lot of people in this world call that surrender. A lot of people call that trust. A lot of people call that faith in the unseen. A lot of people call that detachment. So here's the thing. You put your desire out, but again, one has to yield. So you put the desire out, and then you have to allow the desire to conform, right? Why I'm even mentioning any of this, and apologies if I sound repetitive. I just want it to be understood. Sometimes I feel like my mind's going 10,000 miles per hour, but my mouth is going 5,000 miles per hour. I'm being repetitive because I want you to get this, and if it resonates with you, I want you to comment down below, because I literally, it was like for me when it happened on my journey, and it was like that when it happened to my client, and she literally got the breakthrough. So you put your desire out, you feel it, you embody it, you want it, you desire it. Sometimes it feels uncomfortable because you really, really want it, but you haven't seen evidence of it yet, and you just like, you're in this wanting place, right? Then you got to yield and allow the force to bring it to you. Because if you're pushing up against this, and so is the force, it's like, do you trust me enough to bring this to you, or do you want to take full control of it? Because you can have the full control, but I'm going to tell you right now, you don't know the ways and the means. Like, I can get it to you. You only see it from like this point of view, but I see it from an aerial point of view. Like, and I say this in every single one of my videos, but it's super important. It's super important. And I don't mind repeating it for it to click for you. And I obviously, we have new subscribers all the time, and they haven't seen the old videos, so they need to hear it. But you have the desire, you put out the desire, you play with the desire, you embody the desire, you affirm for the desire, you do whatever it is that you need to do, what you feel comfortable doing. A lot of people love affirming, a lot of people like visualizing. This video is not about techniques, but whatever it is that you do, there comes a point where you have to yield now, trusting the force to bring it to you. Not keep beating the dead horse over and over and over again. Not keep like having this tight grip of like, oh my God, I have to get it. Why isn't it here? Don't you hear me, universe? Why don't you bring it to me? No, it heard you. It heard you the first time. It heard you the 10th time. It heard you the 10,000th time. But you step back to have the faith in the unseen. There will be a moment where there is unseen. Even the fastest manifestations you guys I've had have taken a few seconds, have taken a few days, have taken a few months, have taken a few weeks. So there will come a time where you need to relax. Trusting versus trying. We as humans tend to try a lot. Try. Get it, right? That's what you've known your whole life. Now you've come to this knowledge for a reason, to not keep doing that anymore, because not everything needs to come with the struggle. A lot of trying will bring a lot of exhaustion. So if you're someone that feels like you're exhausted of this manifesting stuff, right? That's a huge indicator that you're just trying way too hard to get something and you need to step back. And you don't have to take my word for it. Someone that's manifesting for over like 10 years, coaching hundreds and thousands of people, you don't have to take my word for it. But do it, feel it on your own skin. Like, look back, reverse engineer, look back on things that have manifested. Look back on things that you did think of and it happened. Were you in, when it happened, did you have this tight grip on it and you were like sitting there waiting, like, oh my God, I need a minute now, I need a minute, and then it happened? No. You literally were like, yeah, I really want this thing. All right, let me go wash the car, go get myself an espresso, do something. And it comes when you least are attached to it. It comes when you're detached. So this whole yielding thing is like a form of trust. It's a form of, hey, universe, I respect you. I'm grateful for you. Like, I trust in you. I know you put that desire in me for a reason. I know it's there because I can receive it. Now, I respect you. I trust you. I surrender to you. I step back. I go have fun so you can bring it to me. Because I know if I sit here and watch the clock on when you're going to bring it to me, that's kind of disrespectful towards you. That's me saying I don't trust you. You know? Like, the best way I can explain this is, imagine someone you really, really trust. Like, you trust their word. You just know that they're a man of their word or a woman of their word. Like, you just know that they got you no matter what, right? And they tell you they're going to do something, which the universe tells you by giving you the desire, okay? They tell you they're going to do something, and imagine you going back and literally being like, hey, it's been an hour, like that thing you told me you were going to do, are you going to do it? Yes, I'm going to do it. Okay, cool. It's been 2 hours. Hey, that thing you told me you were going to do, were you going to do it? It's been 2 hours now. That person's like, yes, I'm going to do it. It sometimes takes a few calls. It takes some time. Don't worry about it. I told you I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it, right? Next day comes by. Oh, it's been 14 hours. That thing you were going to do. You going to do it still for me? This person's like, yeah, why would you think I wouldn't do it? Why would you think that if, like, it's going to take some time, a few phone calls, this and that, like, why would you think I wouldn't keep my word to you, right? Can you feel the more you push it, the more disrespectful it kind of gets. The more you push it, the more it's like, it's not about disrespect or respect, but the more you push it, the more the energy feels like cringe energy, no? Like, imagine you doing that with this force, like God, the universe. And it's literally like, listen, if you think you can take control over this, if you think that you got better connections than I do, and like, meanwhile, I can see this whole situation that you're trying to handle and you're trying to get from an aerial point of view. But if you think with your this view, this limited view, if you think you could get it in the fastest way possible, and my aerial view of getting you it the fastest way possible is nothing, like, if that's nothing to you and you can handle it, by all means, go get it. I'll still be here when you need me, but if you think you know better, go get it. And it's not trying to punish you. You probably can take a lot of action, and you can take a lot of action, manipulate situations and whatever it is. and get what you want. But I promise you, it's faster when you have trust. It's faster when you yield. It's faster when you know how the law works. It's faster when you're grateful. Okay, like, I hope this example helps you guys. Like, this is what I mean when, like, yielding. Also, when I talk about yielding, it's like surrendering, trusting, detaching. That's what we talked about in that session with my client. And an hour later, she got movement with her specific person. I literally have the email. I could read it to you. Like, I don't know why that slipped my mind. Let's read it, you guys. Okay, she goes, oh my God, success story. Please send this to Ani for her to read. Dear Ani, oh my God, girl, I'm bursting with excitement. I can barely contain myself. After our session, it's only been our second session. My SP has come back and is trying to see me. And this was an issue. Like, he wasn't coming to see her. He wasn't really making effort. So that's why she wrote that in there. He literally messaged me an hour after our session. In session, we worked through so many blocks together, and I felt a major shift. We were in no contact when I had my first session with you. I kept saying that he'd reach out before our next session, and he did, so that we could talk about it, and he did. But he was still saying he wasn't sure. So this is first session. He was still saying he wasn't sure if he even wanted to get back together. After our session, second session, an hour later, he messaged me saying he wants to see me, and I am actually leaving the country this week, and he is literally canceling all of his plans to see me now before I leave. I can't even believe this. Honestly, I had so many bad days where I didn't believe any of my affirmations. One day I literally read them crying, and I almost gave up, but I kept hearing Ani's voice in my head. Keep going. I promise you, you got this. Oh crap, you guys. Okay, there's just a few sentences left, and it was cut off. But she was literally like, I kept hearing your voice. You got this. I promise you, you got this. You'll see the evidence and all that. But see, like, you can even persist when you don't feel good, and that's fine. We are human. We have emotions. But you can get back on track in any second. And literally, when she had that session with me, she had no idea that an hour after session, she would even experience that movement. She didn't even have any idea that she would experience that movement maybe like a day later, 2 days later, 3 days later. So stop worrying about the time. Stop worrying about how fast someone gets it, how late someone gets it. Stop worrying about controlling the how. Worry more about trusting why you even have this desire. Ask yourself that. Why would this force that's all love, all unconditional love, that just wants to give to me, why would it literally dangle a carrot in my face and not be able to give it to me? It doesn't even make sense. Like, we know that this force is unconditional love. We know that the universe is not punishing us. We know that it's only trying to give us more of what we think about. Okay? So if the point of it is just giving more of what you're thinking about, because this is your reality and you get to experience everything you want. So if it's more of giving and you receiving, then there's no such thing as you being tortured because you have a desire, but you're not going to be able to experience it. Or what if someone else experiences it? Or what if you can't experience it? You have the desire because you can experience it, but most likely you're not really trusting that you can. You're fighting it. Most likely, because I used to fight it. I literally used to fight it. I used to be like, I want it, but how can I physically get it? Because I kind of believe I could get it, but I don't really believe I could get it. Like, I was always battling in my head. So if that's something you do, trust me on this from personal experience and from all these client successes, start falling more into trusting. And how do you do that? It's really that strict mental diet with watching where your thoughts are going throughout the day. Honestly, if all you can do is literally just remind yourself, hey, you have this desire for a reason. Hey, universe, show me how you're going to back me up on this desire. Even if it's just saying that, do that. Even if you have to say it 10 times. Universe, you know what? I know you got me. I know you got me. You gave me the desire. You gave me the means to persist in it. I persisted in it. Now I'm not going to try to do your job. I'm not going to try to go out and try to figure out the how. I'm not going to try to manipulate situations to get it, because I know you seeing this from a bigger point of view can get it to me faster, and I respect that, and I love you, and your job is your job, my job is my job. Okay? It's a partnership. It's partnership, and sometimes in these partnerships, one has to yield. One has to trust another to bring it in. Okay? So, trusting versus trying is the moral of the story. Okay, you guys, so that's what she did. That's what we were working on, and she got movement. And if you want to check out the picture of her email, it's in our community tab. But who wants some money evidence right now? You guys, my dad, you've probably seen one of the shorts. So he won $11,000, the biggest jackpot he's ever won, because even though we have Jackpot Queen over here, that is literally his blood, he's still a skeptic. He was a skeptic when it comes to the power of your mind and thoughts. And I'm like, really? Like, you see me winning all these jackpots. You see how busy I am with clients. People are literally asking me what to do. And you're over here, you have the encyclopedia, and you're not even trying. He's like, okay. I'll do what you tell me to do. So we're on the car ride to the casino. And it's just like fun for me. It's kind of like Chuck E. Cheese, but for adults. Okay. And this is, if you're not someone that gambles, that's fine. Like, if you're someone that likes whatever, scratcher tickets, or you buy the lottery, or if you put your name into contests or raffles or whatever, you're just interested in getting more money or abundance. Okay. It all applies. Please don't hang off of certain words or things like, oh, a casino, I don't go to a casino, so it's not going to work. Don't worry about that, please. Okay. So it's fun for us. It's like family time, whatever. So we're on the way, and I'm literally like, do you want to win or not? He's like, yeah, I want to win. I'm like, okay, you ready? Because this is what you're going to do. And I literally was like, tell me, pretend we're coming back from there. Okay? Not we're going there, but we're coming back. And this is a way of visualizing. This is a technique. You could try this at home if you want to. It's a form of visualization. Okay? Living in the end. I'm literally like, okay, tell me the story. What happened? What did you hit? Like, how was it when they were counting the money in your hand? Because when you win at the casino and you have a jackpot, you just hold your hand out and they just count the money in there, and then they give it to you, and then you okay, good luck, continue playing, whatever. Okay. And I was like, how was it? How was that moment when they were counting the money? He was like, it was amazing. It was amazing. I was like, how much did you win? He's like, this was the biggest one. And I was like, really? It was the biggest one you've ever hit? He's like, yeah, I've never hit this much before. He didn't say a certain amount, which is kind of good, because sometimes when you're resistant, being super specific causes more resistance. Like, you cause yourself to be more resistant. So it's good to go general sometimes. You guys, I kid you not, we're in the casino while I hit a jackpot, while I hit a $3,000 one. I get a text message because I'm upstairs, he was downstairs. I get a text message, and this was the text message, okay? I'll share it with you. And I'm like, there was a moment, because you guys, I'm talking stubborn man, skeptical, that doesn't really believe. He's super realistic, super logical, okay? So if you have anyone like that in your family, comment down below. So he sends me this. It's going up 7,000, 8,000, 9,000, 10,000. It goes up to 11,000. Okay. So for a moment, I'm like, is this him? Or is he like, did he just take a video of someone else's win? Because I've never seen this man win that big, because he's never listened to me before. So I call him. I'm like, is that your video? Like, you won? He's like, yeah. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yes. He's like, what are you doing? Come by me. I'm like, well, I'm waiting for my money. I just hit 3,000 something, and here, I'll show you that video. People always want proof, you guys. People always want proof. Was it 3,000? Yeah, here it is. So this one was, here it is. Let me show you. I don't know, can you see it? So the line hits like 1,900 something, and then the total win is 3,000 something. I can't see because of the light. 3,318. So as I hit that, I'm waiting for it. My dad's calling me. He's like, I just hit 11 grand. Come down, come down. So I go down. And what happened? He literally told me the story he told me in the car, but while we're still there. So it happened so much more quicker than what we were expecting. Like, that was recently. I hit another 6 grand recently after that visit. 6 here. I'll show you guys. I'll literally show you guys. I honestly take pictures for you guys. I take videos and pictures for you guys because for me, it's become a habit. Here. This is all in one day, okay? And a lot of you that have taken my money course have told me success stories like this. And it's not just about slot machines, you guys. I've had a lot of people that have taken the course that tell me about bonuses. They've received 3 bonuses, 3 raises in a matter of a month at work. They've received crazy gifts from their bosses. They've received money, like inheritance from family members that they never knew even like they had that type of, like option to receive. So it's really changing the mindset towards money that gets you these things. Okay, this was one. So this is the first one on a different day, 2,218. That's one. This is the second one, literally minutes later, $2,010. What does that make? 4,000 something, right? Okay, here's the last one of that day. 6,330. That's almost 10 grand in a day. So why am I showing you this? You are unlimited. That's why. Why am I showing you this? Because if you change your mindset on certain things, you will start seeing evidence match that in your reality. None of this is to boast. None of this is to be cocky. Like, that is not the point of this, you guys. The only reason I even take videos and pictures is for you, because a lot of people are like, oh, but did it really happen? Blah, 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 blah. Yes, it did. There it is. Like, there's no point of, I wouldn't be this passionate about a topic and want to help so many people, and literally your successes make my day. Like, if you're questioning this, then you're not really in the mindset that thoughts become things. Like, you're still maybe thinking stuff is a coincidence. Mindset is everything. Mindset is everything. And this goes for negativity too. Like, don't think it's just be positive so positive things happen. No, all focus creates. All focus creates. And I also saved this video for you guys. I was watching an interview. It was an old Oprah interview when Oprah had her show. And remember the old character? I believe he played Superman. Christopher Reeve was his name, I believe. I saved this for you guys because he didn't necessarily say that he manifested this, but he completely, here, let me just share it because it's, those of you that get it, get it. Okay, where is it? Here it is. Just, this is, if you can, you probably can find this video on YouTube, but the point of this is focus creates. Focusing on something long enough creates. I've focused in the past on negative things over and over and over again, not understanding that, hey, this may happen, this, I may create this, like not understanding that my thoughts create. And I've literally experienced things I used to judge. I've experienced it on my own skin. Things I used to fear. I used to think about it so much until it happened. And this is a great example too. So this is just shows how powerful your mind is and how you, a proper mental diet is so important. Listen. Let me show you.
The idea of playing a paraplegic. Suspicion, and I would.
What happened? My God, you guys. So here, I'll put it again. He's saying that he says anything can happen. And then he continues to say, I remember the last movie I ever made. So he's a paraplegic. In reality, he became a paraplegic. He said the last movie I worked on and I made was about a paraplegic. Here, I'll continue the video. So what I take from that is his last movie was, he studied for 7 months, I think he said. He simulated being a paraplegic. He simulated, so he acted as if for 7 months to be that. And we know, and you guys don't misunderstand this. I'm not trying to put fear in you and I'm not trying to scare you. I really want you to know how powerful you are and that why a proper mental diet is necessary, because a lot of you are walking around just focusing on the negative and not even caring to change the story. And that's not good, because if you want different results, got to nip it in the bud now. Okay, so he was simulating a paraplegic for 7 months, and it resulted in an accident for him to become a paraplegic. And what did he say at the end? He said, I remember I had this smugness about it, like, oh, well, thank God that's not me, right? So he had this smug, like almost judgment, like, oh, I'm better, whatever. It's a human reaction. We've all been there. And then he continued to say, but we're all one big family. We are all each other pushed out. We are all each other pushed out. So when you see something out there and you judge it and you create a negative story, you're really just doing it to yourself. They're just your projection. See that differently so that projection changes. And I just want you to know you're very freaking powerful. And I got you. I'm here for you. I support you. We're all human. We have moments of huge feeling like failures. We have moments of feeling like we're helpless. We have moments of feeling like we're powerless, but we have a huge power backing us up. And it's just listening to what we keep putting out, that thought transmission, that energy. It just keeps listening to the assumptions we keep making about everyone around us and ourselves. This video resonated with you guys. Comment down below. I appreciate you. I love you. It's all just from love. Okay, if you guys are interested in my courses, links will be in the description box down below. And I intend you all are a success story. I intend that I get to share your success story one day on this channel very soon. And don't worry about the timing. Remember, you have the desire for a reason. Now start trusting. You do your mental diet, you do your work, step back, trust. Okay? I love you guys. See you in the next video. Bye.